So onward towards the watch party.
Yes.
We are on. So we've been absent for a couple of weeks. So we decided to combine a couple watch parties together. So hang with us, kids.
So even when we did that, a lot of people watched the whole series over the break.
I had to
which
put
is very
a
cool.
firm stop
Yep,
on
me
not
too.
going past episode 8. It was
Yep.
like, I gotta know what happens.
That was really hard not to.
Yeah, so by the way, I should probably mention that we're watching Kids on the Slope for our watch party.
Yeah.
That was chosen by you, our viewers and listeners. So thank you very much because it was an excellent
Oh
anime.
yeah, good choice.
This was such a good choice.
I caught up on it yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, good job. All right. So we are reviewing today episodes 5 through 8.
Yep.
So you meaning our Facebook group and viewers and listeners had some really awesome, thoughtful comments that we would like to share and discuss. So we're just going to jump right into it. So episode 5. Kaoru gets an answer from Ritsuko about their possible romantic prospects, but is it what he wants to hear? Later, Kaoru goes on a trip to Tokyo to visit his estranged mother for the first time in many years, with Sentaro along for the ride, who basically invited himself.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it was just like, poor Kaoru was just like, what are you doing here? And Sentaro was like, I'm coming with you, bud.
I was like, why would you do that?
I know.
But like, then again, it was like what, the 19 somethings?
Yeah, in 1960s.
1960s. Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. So,
You couldn't tell from Kaoru's mom, like, rocking the whole 1960s.
I thought it was earlier than that for some reason. I don't know why.
No, because it also deals with, later on episodes, deal with big bros, student protests, which are very,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
very,
right.
very 60s.
Yes.
Also Beatles.
Yes, Beatles.
Oh,
Beatles
that's right.
everywhere.
Yeah, that's
yes,
true.
they got
That's
their
true.
start in the early mid-1960s.
Yeah.
Tyler DeBoer.
Yes.
A long-time watch party viewer. Thanks for for sharing your answer.
Yes, thank you, Tyler.
He says, all the awkwardness that comes from last episode's actions. With their love pentagram, there's
There's so much
there's
going
so
on. with
many
that.
going on. Like, oh my god. Many machinations are
Machination.
about machination. Whatever.
I don't know.
And how about that bro chip? Kaoru got to reunite with his mother and work out his feelings of being rejected. Good job. Also, how did Sentaro, under the covers, work as a hiding place? Yeah, that was. How did his dad not notice that?
I think because Kaoru was like blocking the door and only partially open. I was trying to figure that out too. It was
No.
actually,
I mean,
I don't know, or maybe he didn't want to ask
Or maybe,
questions
yeah,
because
exactly.
he saw Sentaro in the
It's
bed. It's
like,
like,
yeah.
this isn't my business. You
Yeah.
two just do
he
your
didn't want to
thing.
be part of that.
Maybe the dad's just a really understanding guy and noticed it and just didn't
Yeah.
say anything about it.
Or maybe it was even careless and didn't care. He's like, whatever.
Whatever.
He has
Let
a-
us know what you think in the comments. What really happened?
Exactly. He's a big guy, and the covers even moved a little when the door. So yeah, yep, exactly. I just want to talk about that episode a little bit. Yeah, the scene where he meets his mom for the first time, or just like, actually, that's the first time you ever see his parents. I believe.
Yeah, because his dad was overseas and he finally comes
Yes, he
home.
finally comes back, and then telling him that his mom wants to,
Yeah.
or that she lives in Tokyo. But yeah, that scene, it was beautiful when Santara leaves them, and then just those two, and then they just start laughing. And I'm just like, what? This is good. Like, he hasn't seen him in years,
Yeah.
and to see that, and then especially her just like tearing up and whatnot, it was a beautiful scene. I like that.
Yeah. I'm surprised he wasn't angrier though.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really get her side of the story, correct?
Not really. That was
Yeah.
the thing. I felt like I was missing some cues. Like, I'm glad that they were able to reconcile. I think that was really helpful for Kaoru. But at the same time, I'm like, I would have been furious. Like, at some point, I would have broken down and just be like, why did you leave me? Why did you abandon me? Why are you in Tokyo if you knew I was in Kyushu the whole time? Like, so many unanswered questions. And I think that's kind of cool because it's part of the mystery. But at the same time, I'm surprised he was so composed.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I think a part of it is, he's kind of an introvert. He doesn't really
Sure.
emote. But I think also, like, you can kind of tell he still cares for his mom because he does have that frame of her.
Yeah.
And I understand that he probably might be frustrated, but I think just to see her again was very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, and you can tell that she definitely had regrets, especially when the train was pulling away. That one got me in the feels.
Oh,
that one
no.
did give me the feels.
Oh, my God.
She knows that
Yeah.
he understands, even though there's a bunch of unanswered questions.
I was not
going
expecting
on.
that, honestly. I was like, Jazz, I'm all for it, and then like, oh, dang it, family stuff. Oh man, I'm gonna cry. Anyway, episode 6.
Yes.
Let's see here. Tyler Bower again. He says,
Well, wait. Let's give
the
a quick rundown
synopsis?
what it is,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that everyone remembers.
it has been a while.
It has
Yeah.
been a while. So
Okay.
it's the start of the second year of high school, and Sentaro is in the dumps because he's in a different class from Kaoru and Ritsuko. I remember that in school. It always sucked.
Yeah.
But when Sen starts to make friends with Seiji, a Beatles fan with music aspirations of his own, Kaoru gets jealous and fears losing Sentaro forever. I can totally relate to this. I had something similar happen in high school.
Yeah.
And I got all jealous because my best friend got a boyfriend and suddenly didn't have time for me.
Oh no.
Aw.
So it kind of was like it hit me kind of hard. I was like, oh my god, I know how he feels. We also know how immature of a thing it is to just throw a jealous fit like that. But at the same time, it's like I understood this. This is very real to high school life. But
Yeah.
anyway,
No,
Tyler
yeah.
DeBoer.
Totally. Just to add to that, I had a similar experience in middle school. It was really funny. I didn't know anybody, so this other dude that just happened to be in line with me. This is 3rd grade. I just asked him, "You want to be friends?" I'm like, "Okay." And then that's how we.
That's cool.
Yeah. Now we're friends for like hell of years now. It's crazy. But yeah, the whole being in different classes thing, I can never understand that. But yeah, Tyler DeBoer, episode 6. He says, "Sakura blooming means spring, and with that, the new school year. For those who don't know, when Japanese schools start their new school years in April, so too does the next chapter of our characters' lives. Kaoru's trying to act as a wingman between Ritsuko and Sentaro, putting his own feelings behind. I think it was when he was hurt, right, during the fight,
Yeah.
and then he told him, or no, he was about to go into that art room with the other girl,
Right.
but he was like, go to the nurse's office and see Ritsuko, or have Ritsuko help you out or something like
Yeah, so this is where the love pentagram really starts to form, by the
Yeah.
way, because you have, trying to get this all through my head, but so far, Kaoru likes Ritsuko, Ritsuko
that. Sentaro.
likes Sentaro likes What's Her Bucket,
Yeah.
and What's Her Bucket likes Big
June.
Bro.
Eureka, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
Eureka.
yeah.
Eureka. What's Her Bucket? That's actually
What's
her
it
name.
about that? Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Eureka means what's her bucket.
that's
in
the
Japan-
English
Japanese.
Yeah,
translation.
that's the actual English literal translation.
It's not, I'm sorry.
It's
It's not, it's not.
But yeah, you're right. Sentaro got in a fight and was all banged up, and
Yeah,
he was going to
because
talk
of the class that he's
Yeah,
in.
the new class that he's in, he's already, feeling lonely and picking fights, and he sees Yurika and is going to race towards him, and Kaoru's like, no, you look terrible, go to the nurse's office, and then he's like, Ritsuko, why don't you escort him? And I was like, that was such a cool friend thing to do, but I just felt so bad for him because he's trying to be so mature, but my heart hurt for him.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and he continues, so poor Sentaro, despite Kaoru's statements and evidence in front of him, he just can't see the truth about Eureka. And now Mr. Fang character, is that a reference by
That's the
The one fang.
Seiji.
character.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
gotcha,
that's
gotcha. Anime always needs one character to have a fang, doesn't it?
Yes.
Wants Sentaro to be in his band and gets him. Man, now poor Kaoru getting his feelings of abandonment dredged up. I did not expect that reaction from him. Because they're good buddies, and it's been like what, a year or so.
Yeah.
And then he just blew. It was at the beach, right? Yeah, it
Yeah,
was at the beach.
it was at the
Oh yeah,
beach.
because not in addition to like him, being cheeky with Sentaro, also like his siblings, started having fun with him as well.
Yeah.
And then it just seems like everyone was just giving this new guy attention all of a sudden, and he's just watching from the sideline. But still, like I just think it kind of overreacted just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think they explained that well, don't you? They had all of the flashbacks of him being
Oh
abandoned.
yeah,
by
they
friends.
absolutely justified why he felt like that. This was actually a really frustrating episode for me because of the fact that I don't really like Howard that much as a character. He kind of grates on my nerves. And the episode where he goes and he just steals a kiss off of Ritsuko, that already why would you do that?
Yeah, that was not.
So
that was not cool.
that already put me like on thin ice with Kaoru, and then this whole thing happens where like Sen is being completely rational. He's just like, hey, I'm just gonna be in the band for like a few weeks, and then
Well, so he didn't know that. I think.
Well, he did say that I'm just gonna do it for like I'm gonna be away for a little while. I think were his words.
Yeah.
And like I understand Kaoru's like feelings of abandonment, the fact that he had to move to school after school and never really had that close bond like he has right now with Sentaro.
Yeah.
Like I understand it, but it doesn't stop it from being really frustrating.
That's true.
So like this, I'm actually glad this episode happened so because it adds to a bigger payoff
Yes.
once in I think episode 7.
Yeah.
Once this is all resolved, and that makes episode 7 a really great episode.
Yeah.
which
In fact,
I'm
there's
sure
a
we'll
really
get
good tie-in with the visuals of Kaoru looking at an empty mailbox when his friends prompted right, and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And that ties back into episode 7, which, here's the official synopsis. Sentaro is busy practicing with Seiji's band while Kaoru has been chosen as a class representative for the school festival, and the gulf between them widens. But on the day of the festival, unexpected trouble occurs up on stage, ... This is one of my favorite
love it.
episodes
Yep.
so far.
Yeah. Yep.
This is such a wonderful episode. I just mentioned the empty mailbox from episode 6 and episode 7. By the end, you see child Kaoru looking in, and there's a letter there, which represents how he and Sentaro.
He didn't remember that there was a letter in there also.
Yeah, it's so sweet how they had this huge rift, and throughout different circumstances, Kaoru ends up overhearing Sentaro's reasons for joining the band, which weren't what he thought. And his sort of mea culpa is to, when the band's amplifier goes out and everyone's leaving the auditorium during the school festival, he steps in and starts playing the piano to try to get Sentaro to do the drums. And they have this kind of jazz duel that not only sounded phenomenal and got the whole school to come together, but it was their, I almost said quiet, their very loud way of expressing their
What I love about that performance
emotions.
also was that it was a compilation of all the songs he's been practicing with him.
Yes, that was so
So it
cool.
started off with The Sound of Music, what
These are a few of my favorite things.
things.
Yeah.
And then it went to Moaning.
Yeah.
That one as well. And then they just kept going and riffing off each other, and I thought that was just beautiful. And I thought it was hilarious that I don't think you really see that anymore, where kids just like run to the other halls like, yo, something's happened in the auditorium, let's go check it out. Like everyone was crowded, and then seeing all that unfold, and then Eureka was out there being all like super, depressing, and then came back in. But yeah, everyone, it was good seeing them, and that was the first time they performed in front of their peers, right?
Yeah.
I think so. So that was just beautiful. I just thought that was great music, and just overall kind of like they were kind of like speaking through their music, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have to say anything. He just started, and then Sentaro followed through and did his drumming as well. So.
Yeah, I think it was Ritsuko who was just like, it feels like these two princes who are battling it or just bantering back and forth on the way home. Like they're getting at all their feelings through their music, because they can't. You see Kaoru at one point in the episode trying to say something to Sentaro, and he just can't get the words out.
Yeah.
And so they did it through music.
And it was so sad too, because you every time he would say something, Sentaro would stop and like look back, like almost like, yes, say it. What are you gonna say? Say something, please. Say something, and then something always happens to like interrupt it. And Sentaro's just like, all right, well, I'll just leave then.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you could tell that they wanted to
Just
make
hug
amends
it
with
out.
it. Yeah, they had to hug
Hug
it
it
out
out already.
But better yet, they played it out, and everybody won.
Yep.
Should I read?
Yeah, read a couple of
this-
these.
Yeah.
So Tyler DeBoer says, "Look, people are finally approaching Kaoru.
Oh yeah,
That was pretty awesome.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's all that seems to be going on right. That's all that seems to be going right for him as of this moment. At least through this episode and a spectacular performance, Kaoru and Sentaro have made up. Good for them. We even got a Kabedon scene this episode.
Yeah, we did.
Who did that again? I can't remember.
That was Sentaro when Eureka is in the basement.
Oh
and he actually
yeah.
does the kabedon, and you think they're gonna kiss, and then all of a sudden he
man.
turns his head to the right, and there's
That's right.
Big Bro, and he's like, "What the?"
Yeah.
Wait, so explain to me, what's a Kabedon scene?
Kabedon
the
is a
hand on the
wall
wall.
slam.
Oh, okay.
So Kabe is wall, and
I see.
Did he use two hands? Or one?
I learned
no,
something
he used
today.
the one hand because she wasn't
I
completely.
think it was a different anime I
blocked.
saw that had two hands recently.
Okay,
Anyway.
but there was some kabedon action, is
yeah,
what you were
yeah.
saying. So
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
we did. We got kabedon action. So I will let Callie know. I'll text her. Her favorite thing is kabedon.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see Daniel Leal's.
Oh yeah,
thought.
yeah. Go ahead,
yeah.
read it, yeah.
Just a thought, and I love this thought because I had the exact same thought. Just a thought. As soon as I saw long hair Brother June on Kids on the Slope episode 7, it reminded me of Dr. Tenma from Monster. I had the exact same thought. Like, this looks exactly like Tenma when he's like all disheveled and like, isn't taking care of himself.
He posted a side-by-side comparison
Oh, yeah?
on Facebook. I'm like, yep,
Yes.
definitely.
You can join our Facebook group, by the way, at facebook.com/groups/IGN Anime Club, the official group. I think I did it.
Nice.
This is the first time I've done that without having to
I haven't high-fived you yet.
I haven't. I don't
Yeah, I've high-fived everyone here.
Yeah, I just don't.
Yes.
I can't remember that. I need to
That
work
or
on
I've
that.
directed you to some really weird group. I don't know. Hopefully that was right. Anyways, onward to episode 8.
Last
which
episode.
Is another great episode. Some real twists here. Ritsuko questions her feelings for Sentaro as his popularity of the ladies increases. Junichi tries to scare Yurika away, but her feelings remain steadfast. So steadfast, she cut her hair in his apartment, which was a weird, creepy
That's
thing.
a bad sign.
That is
It's a
called
bad
stalker.
sign.
That's a stalker. All right. The labors of love proved to be both futile and fruitful.
I would have been like, nope. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't talk to you
I'm
anymore.
just going to call the police right now. Yeah, so if you don't know what we're referencing, I hope you do. Yurika really, really loves Brother June and goes to his apartment, and he basically shuts her out, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
But eventually he opens the door and is like trying to shoo her away. She follows him into the apartment. He keeps trying to shoo her away. He's like, look, someone got hurt because of me at these student protests. It ruined his career in jazz. I don't want anyone to get hurt because of me. And instead of taking the hand, like, all right, maybe I should go. I don't want to pressure you. She's like, you know what? Let's become new people. I'm going to cut my hair and become a new woman. And he's like, okay, that's what you want.
June-
Really
Okay.
important thing also, he actually tries to force himself on her like that.
Oh yeah.
And then he obviously didn't have the intention of going all the way through, but
Yeah.
he thought that this would
gonna
cause her to know that I'm not interested. And
Yeah.
she was just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, no, it was like it wasn't her fault too. It was obviously June. He's the reason why she was how she was up until that episode. But yeah, I think it's a different time, right? So like there's a lot of like family issues there, in terms of like being accepting, and I think the parents even said they didn't like him, right? Wasn't there like a part in the show where?
You mean June?
Yeah, June.
Oh, yeah. His father, so he
Right?
went to college, dropped out of college, joined the activists, and then his family disowned him for it.
Well, yeah, but also I think Eureka was talking to her mom or somebody about him, I think, and then they were not accepting. I can't remember,
Yeah.
but
No,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right.
Oh,
You're right.
There wasn't. Okay, cool. So like, yeah, it's just it's her first kiss, most likely, I think, and I mean, they both had feelings for each other, but obviously he's an older man.
Yeah.
But
Well,
like,
they also indicated, I thought, because her mom on the sly was like, I made you a gynecologist appointment, meaning she thinks they're sleeping together if they haven't already, which is very
yeah.
implicit by her going over to the apartment.
right.
So it's definitely a very intense relationship.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel for her though. Like it's being in high school and then, you're surrounded by your peers, but then you're dealing with something else on the side.
Yeah.
Like that's just, and especially and then her close friends now, Sentaro and Karo, and like this group of friends that she really likes, and then being affected by this new character June, it's really like just messing with her. And I think that hopefully she's definitely a strong character in that she's not giving in to any of those issues that have come up with June. In the scene where like he forces upon her, like she's not afraid, obviously,
Yeah.
and does do indeed love June, but yeah, I'm interested to see how where she goes.
I just don't think it's going to pan out. I haven't seen the show all the way through, so no spoilers. Cause like 4 times I almost spoiled Yuri on Ice today, and I feel terrible about it. I'm trying really hard to avoid spoilers, but like I actually haven't seen the ending of this, and I'm like, I don't know how this is going to pan out, because I also think she holds him to an ideal. He's just not going to...
That's fair, but I think he's also trying to change, to meet her expectations, because her feelings are so strong, and she's so locked into like committing to him, and he just doesn't see himself in that light. He thinks he's just like he's done, like he's he lost his not job. He lost his house. Oh no, he's part of those all those what's it called? He got in trouble anyway for all the
student,
protests he's been doing.
the protests.
So
because he was part of the
so his life right now
Japanese
is just
communist.
not where he wants it to be, and I think he wants to live up to her expectations, trying, as you can see later in the episode.
We shall see.
Yeah. So
Anyways,
anyway,
Tyler DeBoer had one more comment. He was just all over it today.
really?
I'm loving it.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
So it's
Oh, yeah,
it's very simple. It just says, "My June, how you've fallen." But after that flashback, it's perfectly understandable. And love just keeps turning around. Man, this pentagram going on is making all the characters' lives difficult. Yes, it is. It's making it very difficult. Hopefully it will pan out, because I love the rapport between all these characters. But the fact that we have this weird, crazy love pentagram is crazy.
I want to hear some sad jazz now. See
Yeah.
if there's any. Yeah.
Is anyone else just like more interested in jazz so far?
Oh,
because of
oh
this
my
show?
God. So okay, so there's I forget your name. I'm so sorry, but there's someone that's doing a listening party in addition to the watch party.
I didn't know
So
that.
like he's posting jazz songs, I think, on the Facebook group. So definitely check that out. I've seen some of them, and yeah. Ever since I've watched this, I've been just like putting on jazz, even at work. Like I think right now, like literally, there's a YouTube page that has moaning on there, just replaying, and maybe even the Kids on the Slope playlist. But yeah, no, I just love jazz. Just anything. I just love just music in general, but jazz in particular. Having a background in the saxophone just want you to like, it's yeah.
I feel like anime has this magical ability to make you interested in whatever the subject is that the anime is about.
Yep.
Like when I was watching Hajime no Ippo, that got me super into boxing.
Mm-hmm.
When I was watching Prince of Tennis, I was already into tennis, but it made me more interested to seek out
Yep.
tennis stuff and
Yep.
try to get better at tennis.
Yep.
True story. A year or two ago, I actually had a top 10 or like 12 most educational anime because all of those shows made me want to go learn more about the subject. There was one on like microbiology, and there was another on like mathematics or something. It was crazy stuff. And it was a Spice and Wolf.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Teaches
Oh,
you
Spice
about
and Wolf.
economics.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the only anime that could possibly, the only show ever that can make economics fun.
For sure.
Plus, it has a cute wolf girl. So
That's
Cute
fair.
Wolf Girl is a big part of
yeah, but
Spice
you
and
could
Wolf.
you could technically say this teaches you about jazz and jazz singers,
Yeah.
and the animations look, from what I can see, I don't play jazz, but it looks very realistic in terms of the animation.
No, I think most of the
so-
music in the anime is them just riffing in a room.
Yeah.
And that's all on the anime now. Like they use that. I think they use the exact jam sessions. Yeah.
That
I
is
think
awesome.
so. I'll double check on that. But anyway,
All right, so
that
those
was,
are episodes 4 through 8.
5 to 8.
5 to 8. So next week we will be doing episodes 9 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it's like the last.
Is it 12 episodes?
Yeah,
I think
it's 12
it's just
episodes.
12
Oh, dang.
episodes.
You told me it was like 24 episodes, and I checked Crunchyroll. I'm like, no, it's not.
I
Mike
want
is lying.
I thought it
24
was 2,
episodes.
and then I was like, all right, so how many more weeks? And I was like, wait, there's only 12 episodes? Oh,
Oh dang! Shoot. So
Short and
man,
sweet.
we're gonna need another watch party
we're
soon.
going to have to. So, guys on the Facebook group, start thinking about what you want to lobby for.
It's gonna be Gotchman crowds again.
Yeah, it's, oh my gosh, Gotchman Crowds
Gotchman
makes it
crowds
on there
and
every
Tiger and
single
Bunny, I heard.
time. But
Anyway.
think about it. Be polite to each other with your
Yes,
suggestions. Sometimes it
please.
gets a little
Be good to
rowdy and we
each
have to
other,
step
everyone.
in. Don't want to do that. Again, if you haven't already joined our group, IGN.
Our group
Our group. Yeah. IGN.com, not IGN.com. That's where you can go see all of our stuff.
Yes.
Mike, help me.
It's on
Save for
Facebook.
Mike.
If you look up IGN Anime Club official group, you should find a group. Yes, do that.
Facebook.com/group/IGN Anime Club.